Welcome to Stonewatch, and this is my open spoiler discussion for Falcon and Winter Soldier Episode 2, A Star Spangled Man. And if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button and click on that bell so you can be notified for future videos. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Okay, man, right off the top, I just want to apologize for my lack of a microphone and halfway decent lighting. I'm in the middle of moving at the moment, and my YouTube stuff I use for my videos did not make it in this weekend's move. So hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have all my gear back with me, and I'll be able to make my videos as normal. Obviously, my background is going to be different from here out, so please bear with me. Thank you. And wow, man, this show is just awesome. All I can say is that Kevin Feige and crew are just knocking it out of the park with all these MCU shows they got going on Disney Plus. I mean, it's just been awesome, totally awesome so far. I mean, we've gotten Falcon and Winter Soldier, we've gotten WandaVision so far. These series have just been everything we've hoped they could be and more. Now I gotta say that Kari Skogland, who is the director for this series, is just doing a fantastic job. I mean, I'm not really completely familiar with her past work, to be quite honest with you, but so far I'm liking what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? This week's episode was written by Michael Kastelein. Now we got a runtime of 50 minutes this week, just like last week. Now so far that's looking like the way it's going. So I'm kind of okay with that because like after you minus out the 7 minutes of credits, that only leaves us with 43 minutes of a runtime. Now this week they did actually also include a previously on type segment in this one. I didn't really see how long it was. I think it was like a minute and 30, maybe at the most. It was really kind of hard to tell. But so if you add that in, that takes out like another almost 2 minutes, so it leaves us down to 41. Now, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much how it's going to go from here on out. There's going to be a previously on, and we're going to have the 7 minutes of credits, which is only going to leave us with a total around 41 minutes of an actual showtime. Now, I was having a discussion with my brother the other day, and he's like, you got to count it all. I'm like, yeah, it's all like 50 minutes as a runtime, but when you minus out the previously on and the credits, that only leaves you with this amount of stuff that's actually just the show and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. But if they can stay consistent with this, I'll be okay with it. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. We have a couple new cast members added to the show this week, starting off with Bennett. Now he's playing the character Lemar Hoskins, aka Battlestar. Now in the comics, Lemar Hoskins is a former soldier in the U.S. military. Lemar and his friend John Walker subjected themselves to the power broker process after leaving the service. John became a costume political agitator called the Super-Patriot, while Lemar worked as a bold urban commando, the Buckies, who staged attacks on Super-Patriot during his rallies to build support for his brand. Now later on, when John Walker would become Captain America for a short time, Lemar Hoskins became his sidekick. They started calling him Bucky at first until he said that the name Bucky was kind of not really cool to call a African American. So then he says, I want to be, from here on out, want to be called Battlestar. Now, I'm not really sure if exactly that's going to be the story that they use in this show, but they kind of just said that's pretty much what it was right away. And then Bucky, the actual Bucky, didn't think that would sound like a cool name, and that's when he wanted to get out of the car. So, but that was a really funny, it was really cool moment to actually get that confirmation that that's what that character is in a way, and at the same time like the reaction that we got from Bucky as a result, because well, that's probably a subject for a whole nother video. Our next new cast member that we got this week is Carl Lumbly. Now he's playing the character Isaiah Bradley. Now in the comics, Isaiah Bradley was also known as the AKA the Black Captain America, one of the 300 African American soldiers who were used as test subjects at Camp Cathcart as part of Project Rebirth in its attempt to recreate the super soldier serum. Bradley was the only survivor and took on the mantle of Captain America. He traveled to Europe and fought in World War II. This was seen as treasonous by the military, who sentenced him to life in prison punishment. Although he was released 17 years later, his legacy would remain a secret to the world at large, but became a legend and hero in the black community. Now, we see how the MCU kind of like reimagined his backstory for their purposes. Now, where he didn't fight in World War II, he fought during the Korean War. So they kind of like updated a little bit, which was kind of cool. And it was a really cool scene when they actually went to go meet this guy, because it was Bucky who knew about this guy, because like this guy was fighting Bucky back during the Korean War. So that was kind of cool to hear about that, how they mixed that in. And then when they went to go meet this guy, because he just wanted to see it, like he didn't believe that it was who he said he was. And he said like he took his half his arm and seen that you grew it back, and that was a really cool scene. But this is like how they almost kind of confirmed it. Not too many people have actually are supposed to have taken the super soldier serum. Only like so far that we knew of for sure was Bucky and Steve Rogers. Now we got this guy. Now we find out during the course of this episode that a lot of, I'm not really sure exactly how many, but at least a good portion of these people that are in this group called the Flag Smashers have all been taking the super soldier serum. At least we find out there's at least 8 of them in this episode. We also kind of find out that our new Captain America, he's not one of them, which is kind of weird. I always thought that kind of went with becoming Captain America. You got to take that. Maybe they don't do that anymore. Obviously not, right? We find out later on when we got Falcon, Bucky, new Captain America, and Battlestar all fighting it out with the Flag Smashers. They didn't do so well. I mean, they kind of lost. So, which was kind of weird. I mean, but kind of cool at the same time that they're actually explaining this whole thing about, they're making a big deal about this super soldier serum. So I think that's kind of neat. Now how they're doing that. I mean, at least it kind of answers a lot of questions where they might be going with the story. Now, because Bucky was off doing this little jaunt in Germany with Falcon, he missed his court-appointed therapy session, so he got arrested and then ends up getting bailed out by the new Captain America because he's trying to recruit these guys to help him out. Now we find out that it's something to do with this new group that it's called the Global Reparations Council. They're like trying to squash all like these revolutionary things that have been popping up since the blip, which is kind of this is new stuff. I didn't really. I mean, that was kind of weird to hear. And like when Bucky and Falcon refused to actually team up with them and what have you, John Walker's, well, you just stay out of my way. Now, it was kind of weird to come to find out that Wyatt Russell is playing our new Captain America, John Walker and stuff like that. But I didn't realize that he was Kurt Russell's kid, because then I found after I watched the show and I'm like, oh, really? I just didn't put the name together, name of the show. Okay. Anyway, I didn't put that together, but when I did, I'm watching this episode and as he's delivering this line, you can see. I mean, you look at it, it kind of really, a lot of moments, you almost thought it was Kurt Russell. At least in my opinion. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. I mean, that's what I was getting out of it. And I thought it was pretty cool. So now that at the end of this episode, they seem to have gone their way. Like, we've got the new Captain America and Battlestar all following up whatever leads that they've got, and we've got Falcon and Bucky off to go see Zemo while he's in prison to see if they can get any information from him. Now, the ending scene that we got in this episode, I can't wait to see what this happens here, man. Now, it seems like that this group of the Flag Smashers that we got in this episode seem to be like a splinter cell off of the Flag Smashers itself, because like they were stealing like some kind of medicine that it looked like it was saying like vaccines and stuff like that, but almost kind of like seemed like it was something else. I mean, I'm not sure, like whatever it was labeled, I'm not sure that that's exactly what it was, because they got like a threat on their cell phones and stuff like that they were like the other guys were coming to take them out. And now like towards the end of this episode, like when they're trying to get on this plane to go wherever they're going, and they're taking off from Sokovia of all places, and something about like the power broker was coming, and then they are trying to get on this plane, and this one guy sacrificed himself to buy them some time so they can leave, and he ends up getting like he might have took the super soldier serum, but that does not make you bulletproof. I mean, that's why Captain had a shield, right? Made him strong, but not so much. Anyway, so he didn't last too long, but he gave him enough time to get away. Now, all I want to know is, who is this guy? I mean, because I guess I can look it up in the casting stuff like that, but I have to like go facial recognition, because I don't know who this guy is. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. So I don't know, man. I thought this episode that we got this week was just awesome. I'm hoping from here on out that the average runtime is going to be probably 41 minutes after you minus out the credits and the previous before type stuff, and hopefully maybe we'll end up getting an end credit scene here soon. So I don't know, man. Did you watch this episode for Falcon and Winter Soldier? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you like it? What did you see that I didn't see? Let me know in the comments down below. So I don't know, man. This show has just been awesome. I just can't wait to see what comes up next. So let me know what you think in the comments down below.